Hey there, Postal here. So, as promised, we've got a Throwback Thursday. This, I believe, is Attrition mode for the Crimson Dawn event. It better be Attrition, because that's what I'm putting on the title card. We are in our P.210. It wasn't like the best game that I had in this mode, and that's why I hadn't posted it previously, but with bringing the mode back, it's probably a pretty good game to give a heads up on what you want to do in this mode. So you'll notice at the top, each team starts with 80 points. Every time a plane on your team dies, your team loses a point. Every time a plane on the enemy team dies, they lose a point. Now, killing the defense aircraft, I don't think counts towards it. We're going to find out together. Obviously, the white defense aircraft aren't going to take points off of anything. But as you capture more sectors, the multiplier for those points goes up. So, if you own 3 sectors, every frag takes away 3 points. So if I kill the red guy while we've got 3 sectors, 3 points is lost. Alright, good job there, Postal. Just tossing rockets out for why the hell not. So they've got 2 sectors, we've got 1 sector. And so 1 sector doesn't make a difference between 0 sectors or not. 1 kill is still just 1 point in that kind of situation. Alright. Haven't even talked about the plane. Not that anybody doesn't know about the P.210. This is Tier 8 German multi-role fighter. Multi-role with quotes around it. It's multi-role because of the air-to-air rockets. Really should be playing it like a light fighter. It's ridiculously maneuverable. Well, that sucked. Well, I just made that SU-9's day, didn't I? Because, they need some loving. Alright, so at this point, we've taken 2 sectors. The enemy only has 1 sector, so every kill that my team gets, we will be gaining, taking away 2 points from their 80 total that they started off with. Ground attack planes in this kind of situation are really important just because they allow the fighters, heavy fighters, multi-role fighters to get more points for the team, and that's really the goal. It's called Attrition, I believe, because it's the first one, the team to last the longest. You start off with this amount of points, and your points slowly bleed away as your team dies. So sometimes you might die and your team loses 1 point. Sometimes you might die and they lose 5 points. Yeah, so that can make a pretty big difference. So we're moving in here. We are in a multi-role fighter, so we should be ABCing it. Let's go ahead and start taking out some enemy aircraft and flipping zones at the same time. Perfect. I don't know what that little nifty award was. But at this point, we're going to be taking this plane towards the center sector so we can hang on to it, but also kill a couple of the enemy planes that are here. So a plane like the BVP, my stupid rocket ability, is a very good plane in my opinion for a mode like Attrition. Because not only is it good at taking sectors, it's also good at killing enemy aircraft. And you really do, in my opinion, for my bang for my buck, I want a plane that can do both those things. Now granted, a ground attack plane, a bomber, is going to do very well at gaining a lot of sectors, but you still have to rely on your teammates or bots to actually kill those enemy planes. So from my perspective, I'd want a multi-role, a heavy fighter, maybe a light fighter in this kind of situation. Obviously, a light fighter is going to be very good at taking out enemy aircraft. Might not necessarily be the best at actually taking sectors. Not bad, but not necessarily the best. So in this kind of situation, I'm just heading straight up. See if we can get away from this guy that I know I can't outturn. It doesn't look like I can. Nope. yeah, so the joy of a Spitfire 14, right? Up way above his altitude bracket, going at speeds that he shouldn't be able to be going at that altitude bracket, but he does because he's a Spitfire. So now we're back down, 3 sectors to 2. We've flipped the other one back over, but it's not a time limit thing, right? We're not like capturing points because they've got 3 sectors and they've got 2 sectors and all that kind of stuff. We are winning because we're killing more planes while we've got those 3 sectors. And you have to change your mentality a little bit in this game type. You know, if they're up 4 sectors to 1, it's not the end of the world. Just don't die. Take your time. Be patient. Keep a level head. And taking those steps is not the end. Is going to make it so it's not the end of the world, even if you're down 4 sectors to 1 or something like that. Most of these games are going to be 3 to 2 for the majority of the battle, and it's just, it's really honestly taking out as many enemy aircraft as you can, especially while you're up on sectors, and avoid dying. And it seems like simplistic instructions, but it can be difficult, obviously, right? So I just did a quick move there. I wanted to point out, as the Su-9, I think it was an Su-9, was coming directly towards me, I just kind of dived off to the right and did a kind of barrel roll of sorts, and actually looped back around and came back behind that Su-9. I do that kind of move a lot versus planes that I know I can outmaneuver and that are coming straight at me, so I might do that versus heavy planes. Definitely do that against things like an Su-9, which might as well be a wannabe heavy plane. And it allows me in more maneuverable planes to avoid getting shot in the face, avoid getting rammed in the face, and it also allows me to... That was no good. It also allows me to get behind them and take them out. It's A7M. So 2 really maneuverable planes. This A7M, if I could have survived a little bit longer, he would have definitely stalled out. The A7M does not have the engine power to maintain that speed. So our team's actually taken 4 sectors. Even though we died in the center, we actually flipped the zone. So that's pretty nice. So now, now if the enemy team is freaking out, this is where it starts to snowball. Right? Every kill we get is going to knock off 4 points. Every kill they get is only going to knock off 1 point. So if you're in this situation on, if you're in this situation on my team, right, you're going straight for those enemy aircraft. Let's start knocking out enemy aircraft as quickly as possible. It's not, we're not being subtle about it. We're not taking any specific tactics, except to go to the closest airplane and kill them. If you're on the red team in this situation, which you're going to be during this event, I mean, everybody will be at some point. Again, you need to keep a composure to you. You need to avoid getting your plane stuck in situations that you're going to regret, like that heavy fighter. You need to flip sectors as quickly as possible. And so it's not easy by any means, but it definitely can be done. And some of the most satisfying games I've ever had in World of Warplanes has been during this Crimson Dawn event, whether it's been the attrition mode and having to overcome being down 4 sectors to 1. We've literally been in an exact situation like this, where my team was down 40 to 8, and we completely turned it around by taking over the sectors, being smart about not dying, and we took over 5 sectors and just started pummeling them. And at that point, you kill 8 people before they kill 8 people, and you've won. And so that's the importance of capturing sectors in this mode. I'm not sure how much of a chance I give the enemy team in this situation, though. So, we've got another frag there. I don't think I've got any gameplay from the bomber events, but I'll see. I'll take a look and post if I do have something from Ridiculously Long. There we go. We've got another. And you can see the points are just trickling away. They're down to 1 point. So the next kill, no matter what, on an enemy aircraft, and the game's over.
Proud of you, pilots.
So a really solid game. I actually was able to get a Rocketeer. Yay. And, you know, I quite enjoy this event. And it's not that I dislike the normal gameplay of World of Warplanes. But it is nice to kind of toss a different... some different gameplay for us. It just keeps me occupied with it, right? And I know I'm going to be different than a lot of pilots out there. I've got the majority of the planes in the game, or at least I've flown the majority of the planes in the game, buying back quite a bit. But you know, just the normal going out there and dogfighting it up and taking over sectors and capping out. You know, it's nice to have a mix in the game. So regretfully, the end plates didn't save. The game had actually kicked me out after this battle back in 2019. But I think this was a good example of the attrition mode. You know, just kind of gives everybody a heads up that hasn't played it. You know, what steps you want to take. And for those that have, kind of gives a reminder of the gameplay. So I hope you're excited about the event. I honestly truly am. Then again, I've got a lot of different planes. You can take a lot of different tacts when it comes to this mode, when it comes to the bomber mode, and I forget the third mode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this particular video, and I will see you out on the battlefield, and I hope you kick some butt and take some names and have some fun. Have a great day. Bye.